She was mocked at the firing range for being too poor, too quiet, and showing up with a rifle that looked like it belonged in a scrapyard. "You here to mop the floor?" One shooter scoffed. "Let her try, at least we'll get a good laugh," said an organizer, smirking. Even Noah Graves, the sniper legend known for 10 perfect shots at 300 meters, glanced her way and muttered, "I don't shoot against people who still load their ammo backwards." She didn't reply. She just blindfolded herself and hit 10 bullseyes without missing a millimeter. The range of the elite. The Silvermark Precision Range was a monument to power, carved into the Utah desert like a steel cathedral under a sky so blue it burned. Its polished firing lanes stretched 300 meters, flanked by digital scoreboards and VIP stands where the air reeked of gun oil, bourbon, and privilege. This wasn't a place for amateurs. It was the proving ground for America's elite, senators with private jets, generals with classified clearances, defense tycoons who bankrolled wars. The desert wind carried whispers of their deals, their egos, their untouchable status. This week, Silvermark hosted the Precision Duel, a 2025 invitation-only marksmanship challenge that drew the world's best, Olympic medalists, retired Marine snipers, and Noah Graves 38, square-jawed, a legend whose 10 consecutive bullseyes at 300 meters had made him a god. The crowd, draped in tailored jackets and tactical gear, filled the stands. Their sunglasses glinted, their conversations dripped condescension. They weren't here for upsets. They were here to crown their king. The girl with the scrap rifle. Harper Vale, 25, stepped onto the range. Her low ponytail swayed under a faded gray hoodie. Her worn jeans frayed at the knees. Her scuffed canvas shoes crunched on the gravel, each step a quiet rebellion against the polished boots around her. She carried a chipped M24 rifle, its forest green paint worn to bare metal, its stock scratched from years of use. The weapon looked like a relic, a forgotten piece from a bygone war. But Harper held it like an extension of her body. Her hazel eyes, sharp yet calm, scanned the range, taking in the firing lanes, the wind flags, the crowd. Sneers cut through the air like shrapnel. Who let the intern into the VIP section? Victor Lang, a 50-year-old defense contractor, muttered, swirling bourbon in a crystal glass. That rifle's older than my dog. Clara Hensley, a 32-year-old Olympic sharpshooter, scoffed, adjusting her custom match-grade barrel. A staffer leaned to his colleague. This is a sniper challenge, not a charity event. Harper's face remained still, her silence a fortress. The mockery grows. At the registration table, Richard Vance, a 55-year-old retired colonel and head judge, squinted at her. "You sure you're in the right place, kid? Shell casings need sweeping over there." The crowd erupted in laughter. Clara polished her rifle's scope, smirking. "Sorry, Hunter, you here to register or refill the scorecards?" Greg Palmer, a 40-year-old tech mogul in a tactical vest, clapped sarcastically. "You bringing that relic to sell for scrap? eBay might still buy nostalgia." Harper unzipped her bag, pulling out a wooden box of hand-loaded ammo, each round meticulously arranged, their brass casings polished to a dull shine. She loaded her M24 with fluid precision, her fingers steady despite the jeers. Greg waved a stack of cash in the stands. $50 says she doesn't hit the target once. Clara tossed in $100. "I'll double it if she cries after missing." Laughter rippled. Phones recorded the spectacle. Richard smirked. "I'll throw in my cigar collection if she even grazes the board." A young staffer posted the bets on a whiteboard titled, "The Rookie Flop." Harper overheard. Her fingers paused on her ammo. Her hazel eyes burned but stayed steady. "They're betting on my failure like it's a game. I'll make it their regret." The legend watches. Noah Graves stood at the range's edge, his black tactical gear pristine, his blue eyes cold as a glacier. At 38, he was Silvermark's undisputed king, his 10-time record of bullseyes at 300 meters, no scopes, a legend carved into history. His glance at Harper held a flicker of amusement. "I don't shoot against people who still load bullets the wrong way," he said, his voice carrying to the stands. The crowd roared. Harper met his gaze. Her silence was louder than their cheers. Sabotage. The judges huddled, chuckling behind clipboards. Let her compete for fun, Richard said, winking at Clara. She'll face Noah. At least we'll get a comedy show before the competition. Harper faced a mandatory equipment check overseen by Ellen Carver, a 50-year-old former Army officer loyal to Noah. Ellen inspected Harper's M24 with exaggerated disdain. This thing's a hazard, probably misfires, she muttered, then accidentally jostled Harper's ammo box, scattering her rounds across the dirt. Clara called out, "Careful, don't break the museum piece." Richard smirked. Rules are rules. Move along. Harper knelt, salvaging her ammo under their gazes. Her jeans streaked with dust. They think they can break me with tricks. They'll learn I'm stronger. The duel begins. The precision duel's rules were merciless, 10 shots at 300 meters. No scopes. No wind adjustments after the first shot. The bullseye was a dime-sized dot, a speck in the distance. Noah stepped to the firing line, his custom Remington 700 gleaming like a polished blade. The crowd hushed. He fired. 10 dry cracks, each a heartbeat apart. The big screen flashed. 10, 10. 10, dead center. The stands exploded. Noah Graves. Noah Graves. Noah turned, his smirk aimed at Harper. You still want to shoot, or should we bring you tissues now? Clara clapped, laughing. Greg shouted, "Save us the cleanup, kid." Harper walked to the line. Her faded hoodie was a rebellion. Her chipped M24 a challenge. She said nothing. Her silence was a blade. The phantom shot. At the pre-duel reception the previous evening, the crowd had mingled over cocktails, their chatter turning to the legend of Owen Vale, the Marine sniper whose phantom shot, 10 blindfolded bullseyes at 300 meters, remained unmatched. Clara sneered, if Owen Vale saw this girl with his rifle, he'd roll in his grave. Greg chuckled. She's probably some wannabe pretending to know his name. Now, Harper set her M24 on the firing bench. She kicked off her canvas shoes, standing barefoot on the concrete. From her cloth bag, she pulled out a black silk blindfold. The crowd's murmurs died. She tied it over her eyes. Laughter erupted. She thinks this is a Daredevil audition. Greg jeered, filming. Noah leaned against a post, arms crossed. Just don't shoot a spectator, please. The crowd started a chant, "Miss it. Miss it." Harper's hands found her rifle. She fired. 10 shots that shattered the world. 1, crack. Bullseye. 2, crack. Bullseye. 3, crack. Bullseye. The crowd's laughter choked. 4, crack. Bullseye. 5, crack. Bullseye. Jack Coulter, a 62-year-old retired Marine, muttered, "This style, only Owen Vale ever pulled this off." 6, crack. Bullseye. 7, crack. Bullseye. The judge's booth erupted in chaos. 8, crack. Bullseye. 9, crack. Bullseye. Richard Vance stammered, "This can't be right." 10, crack. The screen flashed. 10, 10. Not a millimeter off. Harper pulled off the blindfold. The desert sun caught the faint scars on her knuckles, marks of a life unspoken. The revelation. Richard's voice shook. Only one person ever mastered that, the phantom shot. That's Owen Vale's technique. Harper's voice cut through the silence. And Owen Vale didn't just leave his legacy to textbooks. He left it to his daughter. The crowd gasped. The aftermath. Noah's career crumbled. Sponsors dropped him. She took my crown. Clara retired from competition, humbled. I mocked a legend. Greg went bankrupt after auctioning his rifle collection in shame. Richard rewrote the rules, ensuring no shooter would ever be mocked again. Harper vanished, resurfacing later in Montana, running a free marksmanship camp for underprivileged kids. In 2027, Silver Mark unveiled a bronze statue of Harper Vale, blindfolded mid-shot. The plaque read, Harper Vale. The Phantom Shot. 2025, daughter of Owen Vale. At the ceremony, Jack Coulter spoke. She didn't just win. She changed us. Harper wasn't there. She was already gone somewhere in the wind, her M24 slung over her shoulder, her silence louder than their cheers. I didn't come to win. I came to show them who I am.